Today we're going to react to sunnyv2's video on the vegan TikToker who's worse than the vegan teacher. Now this is about Tash Peterson, aka Vegan Booty, the one who believes that walking your dog is animal abuse, while in reality that's actually helping your dog. So let's just continue on and sorry, I'm a bit sick. So let's just watch the video.
Vegan Booty is often called the vegan teacher's daughter. She thinks walking your dog is animal abuse, has been on the news for calling horses slaves, and believes it's okay fighting butchers, service workers, and even children at their birthday party. The government has banned her from living in her hometown, and her first viral video will start to show you why. The event scene behind her is the Million Paws Walk, where families meet to walk their dogs together and help raise funds for animals in need. Well, Vegan Booty called the event
the most violent thing that you could ever participate in,
protesting that every animal should be treated the way that dogs are.
Why would you love one but pay for the suffering and abuse of other animals? Pigs are in fact more intelligent than dogs.
Hypocritically, however, Vegan Booty owned a dog herself, which she tied to a leash and used it to pull her while she skated. It's pretty funny how you are protesting, yet you have a dog pulling you. Pretty hypocritical.
Again,
and the hypocrisy didn't stop there, because
heard of
Vegan
this
Booty
teacher,
then showed up at a charity football match, disrupting
Tash Peterson is one
35,000
of the most infamous
spectators
people
because
on
she thought
YouTube.
her cause was way more
TikTok.
important. In a satisfying turn of events, she was fined
Today she's
$1,800 for
bankrupt
the
and now
stunt,
is
yet this
begging her
wasn't too expensive
followers
for
for
the
at
exposure
least,
it provided.
like
Would you do it all
$3,000.
Yes.
Like 3 million or something.
However, at around the same time, Isaac
this
Butterfield
guy
was
is
going
better.
viral for his anti-vegan
Isaac
videos
Butterfield.
featuring Tash in the worst vegans on TikTok.
Man, if I see her in real life, I would eat a chicken leg in front of her.
And let us all get on with our lives.
This gave Tash a chance to respond, although she was met with a brutal
Tash
dislike
Peterson, if
ratio
you
as
respond to this
Isaac's
video, I'm
audience
going to
offered
make a
their very
response
first
saying that you're
downvote.
dumb.
It therefore slammed Vegan Booty again.
Meat's amazing, it's delicious, and guess what, bitch? I'm gonna have a big dirty steak for dinner. I hope you enjoy your broccoli, you tiny little child.
Yet with comments such as who else came from Isaac's channel, this was only helping Vegan Booty grow. She'd use her newly found fame to launch a vegan clothing company, spoofing the anti-social social club to instead read anti-animal cruelty club. Well, Isaac then launched his own anti-vegan social club, leading Vegan Booty to call in heavy reinforcements. She discussed is Isaac Butterfield's anti-vegan club responsible for this vegan phobia with no one other than that vegan teacher.
I'm sick and I
Literally
need to go
has
to the
shirts
doctor.
made that say anti-vegan club.
The pair became so close that they'd call each other family.
Hi, sweetie. How are you? Hello. Hey, Mom. How you going?
However, it was obvious Vegan Booty was the crazier of the two. She began infiltrating supermarkets wearing an animal onesie before standing in the milk section, dissuading shoppers from their purchase. For obvious reasons, staff weren't too happy about this, and even after being ejected, she still yelled outside the store.
Her babies are taken away from her straight after birth, and her sons are murdered.
As a result, Tash was permanently banned from Australia's two main supermarkets, yet this didn't stop her protests, as Vegan Booty would only get worse. She'd shop at McDonald's in a much more detailed costume, being kicked out not by staff but instead this time police. Hilariously, this guy began his own protest, countering her with a legendary sign. In Vegan Booty's next stunt, she walked into KFC and poured orange paint everywhere while blasting dying animal noises for over 15 minutes. Not gonna lie, but you're incredibly selfish to the people that work at that place. All they're trying to do is do their job. I feel so sorry for the workers, while even other vegans called Vegan Booty out.
She is giving veganism a bad name.
People wrote about Tash's public stunts. Instead of promoting vegans, you kind of just embarrassed them, and nothing showed this better than her children's party meltdown.
Sorry guys, about the ads guys, I'm so sorry about these ads. It's just that these ads are so annoying.
Are you ready to elevate your gaming experience? Welcome to Lock Win, where every moment is an opportunity.
Skip.
showed this better than her children's party meltdown. These two horses were clearly very well looked after and were waiting outside a family festival so kids could take a picture. Well, of course, Vegan Booty somehow thought it was abuse.
I just want to know who the slave owner is. Okay, that's disgusting. This is animal abuse.
Damn.
You know how disgusting your ass being out of your shoulder.
Oh!
She tried and failed to make any decent points.
If you were in that position, would you be happy?
I would
Although
be too,
Vegan Booty wasn't
if I didn't
finished
end
there,
up as her.
she'd then go into the
If I
festival
was
to
her,
find the
I
horses
would
again,
totally be
disrupting
sorry
all photos by
for all
making
the
a public
damage I've
announcement.
Innocent
done.
beings are no different to our beloved dogs and cats.
They look like they're under so much stress.
This awesome dad then quickly stopped their antics.
How far is the distance, man? Yeah, not very far. No, we'll just keep walking that way then. Keep walking that way.
And thankfully police were there to intervene. After posting her video to TikTok, Tash again made national news, in which they'd interview the horse's owner.
Meg Freeman owns the pony business. She says she's being bombarded with abuse by vegan protesters. Meg Freeman wants her charged.
They're like terrorists. They're not going to go away.
Well, only 1 week later, Vegan Booty announced, "I'll be going to court on the 13th
That's
of
what you
May as I
deserve.
received a summons for a restraining order from the owner of Ponies for All Occasions. Those who dislike me are triggered because I've made them realize that they're animal abusers. What I'm going through right now isn't a loss. It only means we're winning."
No, it means you're losing.
And I never harass anyone.
I don't even think the vegan teacher is this crazy. This girl is making vegan teacher seem like an angel. At least the vegan teacher didn't have her own number plates, as this made Vegan Booty foolishly recognizable.
Meat and cheese smeared across her family's car. Vegan activist Tash Peterson says this cruel joke crosses the line.
People
If
recognized
anyone
her
is better
car,
than you,
then threw
that
meat
is
bones on her
like their
driveway,
worst.
yet trolls
Just
weren't the
kidding,
only
both of
people
you
who
are the
showed up
worst.
at her house.
Both of you are basically
woken up
twins.
once again to
Just
the
what
police
is
knocking
even
at my
worse?
door. So I've been issued with another barring notice.
Controversial vegan activist is banned from every pub in her state after becoming notorious for wild stunts where she screams at innocent families.
Anything that sells alcohol, I'm not allowed into. A penalty of $10,000 applies if I break this barring notice.
The ban had come after another disgusting protest.
Issuing that is $30,000 shots every hour! Animal abusers! Animal abusers! Animal abusers!
Yet Vegan Booty was still convinced that she'd done nothing wrong.
I don't really have a right to freedom of speech here in Australia. It's honestly pretty corrupt, if you ask me.
Her freedom of speech is just going to a restaurant and screaming like a lunatic about murder. There is a difference between speech and screaming.
Okay guys, I might
Your
have to
freedom of
pause this
speech,
video
our
and finish
freedom
it
to eat
later,
meat.
but maybe I
Goodbye.
cannot.
She'd
Maybe I
therefore
can
leave
finish it.
Perth and spend a month protesting in Melbourne, but when she tried to fly back home, the government said she couldn't return.
The Australian police have banned me from entering into my own city. If I choose to fly home, I could face a 1-year imprisonment.
Her application was rejected based on her statements made in public, and after eventually having the rejection overturned, you will not believe how awful she became. She'd go back to harassing the innocent pony business before trying to ruin the life of a hard-working chef. John Mountain owns Fire Restaurant in northern Perth, where on one unassuming night, a diner made a complaint about the lack of vegan options on the menu and was charged $32 for vegetables. Well, rather than bending the knee, John instead stated it is not a vegan restaurant, and if customers want vegan options, they should go elsewhere, announcing on their Facebook page, "Sadly, all vegans are now banned from Fire for mental health reasons. We thank you for your understanding."
All vegans are banned. End of. No more. Never again. God help them.
Everybody loved the chef's bold move, well, except for one person known as Vegan Booty. She She showed up at the restaurant not just once but twice, blasting dying animal noises even after being ejected. Having disrupted his business multiple times, the chef understandably lost it, yet still took responsibility for the damage Tash had done.
And I'm sorry to say, Layla, I lost my cool, and I lost my cool because now it's really disrupting my business. And I could see the look on my customers' faces, my staff, they were all a little scared and a bit nervous, and I stormed out.
Sadly for Vegan Booty, however, her activism exploded the restaurant's popularity.
So far as my business is concerned, I've trebled my income. I'm now, in her words, having to murder more animals because of their actions.
Unfortunately, there was a bit of a trade-off.
I lost my partner because of this. I thought I was going to marry this woman, and she just couldn't handle the amount of attention. She's a very private person.
Yet this wasn't the only marriage that Tash's TikToks ruined. Her next target was, get this, the Bicton Veterinary Clinic, a business literally designed to help unwell animals, and Vegan Booty lost it over budgies out the front.
You're the type of vets that eat your own patients, are you?
Yeah, I do eat meat, but I don't eat dogs and I don't eat cats and I don't appreciate you pushing your agenda on my personal.
I don't appreciate you enslaving animals.
I have a dog in a cage out the back at the moment receiving treatment. Am I enslaving it?
Although it seems for the first time ever, Vegan Booty is actually facing consequences. Defamation action against Miss Tash Peterson, 17,700 raised. The vet was announcing, we are launching a civil action in the Supreme Court of Western Australia, which has conveniently been running over the last 2 months. The trial has revealed that Vegan Booty hasn't only falsified her taxable income, but she's also been able to ruin another marriage. This might explain why Fi is also suing Tash.
This is going to teach her a lesson. If she's fined that amount of money, she's going to think twice.
And while she's always stated,
I actually measure my own success by the amount of haters and criticism that I have.
it seems penalty after penalty is finally
You
taking
deserve
its
to be
toll.
cancelled?
Her public nuisance stunts are becoming
Then,
far less
if I would see her
frequent,
in
as
my
most of
market,
her
I would-
content now
I would, in
focuses on
fact,
straight interviews.
buy that
You have a
chicken
moral
in front of her
justification for
face.
animal abuse.
If she chases me, I'll get on my...
Vegan Booty will likely
I'll
never
be
change, but
faster
maybe
than
she's
her.
reached a decent middle ground that's respectful
guys,
not
this
just
is
to
the moment
animals,
we're going
but
to end.
people's lives as well.
So, what did you think about that, guys? Comment, subscribe, and leave a like if you know what is this. So, bye guys, that's just... Now guys, a little bit of backstory. I don't really know much about Tash Peterson, but this is the info I mostly knew about her. So let's just begin. So apparently, Tash Peterson was a girl that got inspired by that vegan teacher. So she wanted more attention. Now I mostly believe that Tash Peterson was never vegan, and in fact she just became vegan just to become like that vegan teacher. Wanted to become popular, but instead she was just mocked and memed. That's the only info about her. So bye guys, see you next time.